Alrighty, welcome back to another episode of Novatazz. Today's episode, we are going to be diving into the American Autowire wiring harness and going through the box and seeing what it's going to take to get this in the car.
White snow, red sky, reach up for so high. Blue eyes, fake cry, beware of the fox tonight.
Alrighty, I'm coming to you post-edit. I'm going to try my very first voiceover in this video. I didn't like the way that the editing turned out, so I'm just going to overwrite all the audio. But figured I'd clue you in before we jump into this video. So special little treat for you guys, my very first voiceover. Let's dig into this. Alright, this is the American Auto Wiring Systems Classic Update Kit for the 1979 and 80 Firebird. Here's a look at the instruction sheet and the alternate instructions for the courtesy lamp, letting you know that they had substituted the ones that originally came in the kit. Alright, here's a look at the instruction booklet again. Includes a parts list up in the top corner here with what is in each of those bags and the part numbers for those bags. Alright, here's an index of the instruction booklet. Dash harness, gauge cluster, rear body harness, front body harness. Here's an overview of how the parts are laid out in the instruction booklet over top of a ghost image that was the left and right hand side of the dash cluster. And a quick overview of the rest of the instruction booklet, how the parts are laid out, what parts are included, and what parts you're going to need. There's rear tail lights, here's the front headlights, engine, other things. Headlight switch here. We aren't going to use some of this, just the switch. Here's the fuses and the relays. It also gives you the courtesy lamp kit that we talked about earlier with the new metal shields instead of the plastic ones. Extra pins if you need them. And we have the main harness here, main dash harness. Here is the actual dash harness. As you saw, this was laid over the picture in the instruction booklet, so it should be pretty easy to follow. Might have to terminate some connections or remove some pins depending on your application. We now have the instrument cluster packet. The first one that I pull out is going to be for your aftermarket gauges, includes all of your connectors that you need. Second one is going to be, this is the actual main harness for the dash gauge cluster. As you can see, everything is labeled with nice printed labels on the wires themselves. That one there says left dash indicator. Here is the engine harness, including the connections and terminations you're going to need to install that as well. Here is some of the back half of the engine harness, I do believe. I see brake booster. This is the actual main harness for the engine. It includes your alternator wires, all your sensors and all of that stuff are in this part of the harness. Here we have the front light harness assembly, main bulkhead connector. This will have all of your lights and everything else in it. All of your terminations. Alright, next we have the rear body harness. Part number. This is the main part of the harness here, along with your connection, goes up to the front of the body. We have a crap ton of parts for this one. These are all of your sockets. The wire for your fuel gauge sending unit. All of your supporting hardware and grommets. This is one of the turn signal sockets. Nice to have something new instead of the old one. Here's a miscellaneous packet, including things for your wiper motor and windshield washer pump. And finally, your alternator and power harness, including two big main fuses, so that way you don't fry your whole system. This would be great for hooking up with EFI. We'll see what we use out of this kit. Alright, so after editing this video, I did remember that I had didn't include a certain part in this. When I went through the kit initially, I went through and I listed all the parts that it said it came in the kit. I was going to go start the install of this, and I realized that the kit did not include the floor-mounted dimmer switch. And I went back and I went and checked on their website, and it said it included a dimmer switch, which it didn't. So I called them up, and they immediately didn't even argue with me, didn't need nothing. They asked for my address, and they sent me out a dimmer switch. So I'm going to open this up real quick and check it out. Just like we did the rest of the parts. And so I don't have my original with me, but this is, if I can find the camera, this is the dimmer switch that they include. Kind of snappy. I don't know how that compares to my original one. And it does come with some quick instructions and the part number if you're interested in it. So just wanted to make sure that I included that they do. It's supposed to, I guess, include a dimmer switch. Either that or they just satisfied me as a customer. Either way, win-win. So that concludes all of the parts that are in this kit, and hope to see you in the next video.